Well, I don't know that I chose any birthday that's special to me. I can't recollect any particular day where I thought, oh, this is a special birthday, etc., etc. You see, I've never set aside in my own mind birthdays that I have experienced. You see, birthday comes along and it's a time of joy and you're grateful for the giving and the interest that people take. But I can't say that I've set aside any one which has been special to me. If I had, I suspect it would be sometime when I was a child, sometime between the ages of 0 and 20. See, but that's a long time ago. Anniversaries then did make a difference to children. You know, grown-ups, no, it's not the same. But children, yes, when they know that a certain date is coming up, they get interested or they want to tell other people or something. Just depends. It's difficult to say. It's difficult, but it would be something to do with my childhood. For instance, when we were all evacuated from Aden, and I landed up in Epping, where we had connections, and I stayed there for a while, and subsequently my mother arranged that I should go down to Reigate in Surrey, where the Spurgeon's orphanage had been evacuated there. You see, they had been their particular place was in south-west London, Stockwell, but apparently they must have been evacuated to Reigate in Surrey when the war broke out. You see, well, my mother was concerned about me, and she knew that if I was put under the care of these homes, you see, which took care of children, that's somewhere where, you know, could be relied upon, as opposed to the people who'd been concerned with me or taken care of me hitherto. You see, it wasn't exactly straightforward, because I'd been evacuated more or less when the war started, you see, in September 1939. I was, initially I was out in Hishin in Hertfordshire. I can't remember how I got there. So I went down there. I can't remember. Was it August 1940, something like that? You see, it was very odd the way that things had turned out. But with a child, you don't query why so much. try to deal with the situation as you see it, you see. And I did that, you see, and I got down to Reigate in Surrey, and the situation was entirely different there, because you were a large home and lots of children in it, and the boys were separated from the girls. Broadly speaking, I was in Reigate for 5 years, but it wasn't quite so straightforward as that. The orphanage was evacuated from Reigate down to South Wales. This is because of the danger of bombing, you know, and yes, I was amongst those who were sort of subject to this danger. So we were evacuated down to South Wales, and all the children were allocated out to different people down there, you see, who'd agreed to take on evacuees. And mine was at Cwmllynbell, which is north of Swansea. And I was there for 5 months, something like that. And then the orphanage was evacuated back, you see, because I presume that they came to the conclusion that there wasn't the danger that previously had existed. And I went back to Reigate in November or December 1944. See? Well, you realise that that was not too far from the end of the war. And in December 1944, we actually came home. And we stayed there until the war ended. When the war ended, my mother decided that we should all come home. My elder brother had unfortunately died in an accident earlier in the year, but my younger brother Graham and I came back from Reigate to here, you see, and on and off I've lived here ever since. There have been other occasions when I haven't been here, but this is my home, as it were. I'm trying to think. Moved down to Billericay in Essex, you see. My older brother died about the end of the war, thereabouts. I can't remember why, but he did, you see. That left me living here with my mother, you see. We didn't think of saying, no, we're not going to do that. And even if we did, we wouldn't. As children, you were done what you told, you see, not what you might have wanted to do. Eh? Oh, that's difficult. Well, I haven't been in love, so I don't know. I should think that it means that you're absolutely attached to the other party, and as far as relations between men and women are concerned, you're very much attracted by the physicality, the physical attractiveness of women. You see, I've thought about this, and there's many things that a woman has or has got that a man will want without perhaps realising it, you see. So, there's all that. Well, I certainly loved my mother, but it was automatic, as far as I was concerned. You know, she was my mother and caring for me and giving me this, that and the other. Now, as for friends, it wasn't quite the same measure of caring or love. There wasn't that. I have had help from friends in the past, sometimes more than others, but no, this is entirely different. The friendship of friends as opposed to your mother, you see. I certainly haven't felt love for anyone, any person. No, that's true. I can't think of anything other than, you know, the yes. That's it, really. You see, I've only really, on an emotional basis, cared for my mother, I think. Hasn't been anybody else for whom I felt that amount of emotion. See? Nobody else. Or if there has been, it's passed out of my mind, you see.